timing, the right market, the right technology, the right insight, or just an average person. Do you ever notice how sometimes the people that were given everything, they were given love, support, education, money, very oftentimes those are the people that spend their life going in and out of rehab, and then you see people that seem to have everything against them. You know, they didn't have the money, they didn't have the education, they didn't have the background, but something inside them was so hungry that they were driven to find answers. They were driven to find a way to add value to other people's lives, and they found a way to thrive, to succeed, to achieve, to contribute on a significant scale. What is that difference that makes the difference?
I don't care how much money you make, you only get 24 hours in a day. And the difference between Oprah and the person that's broke is Oprah uses her 24 hours wisely.
Don't let it go. See, and here's something else I want you to begin to look at. Why is it that most people don't pursue their dreams or don't do better than what they're doing if they're capable of doing it? I think that many of us don't go the next step because we don't know what to do yet. And I say that the reason that we don't even explore the possibility of what to do is because subconsciously we don't believe that it can happen for us, and we don't believe that we deserve it.
Once you understand how valuable time is,
You've begun a journey that you will not forget as long as you live.
when I went to college, guys were way smarter than me. 4.0s, 3.0s, they went to the Ivy League high schools, came to Oakwood from these great high schools. Most of them are not doing what I'm doing. Why? Because it's not about where you come from. It's about hearts. You come to a place where, being smart ain't enough. You gotta have heart.
How much time do you spend working on you? How much time do you spend every day working on your dream? In the last 90 days, how many books have you read? In the last year, what new skill or knowledge have you acquired? What kind of investment have you made in you? So I'm saying that as you begin to look at where you want to go, if you want to make it today, and things are changing so fast, you have to literally run to stand still.
There's patterns that psychologically and emotionally make us not use our ability, make us get frustrated or angry or overwhelmed or uncertain or scared or fearful, and freeze up and not use that ability, that talent, that skill. And there are other patterns that will get you to own yourself, get you to be able to influence your own team, get you to influence customers.
In life, we all have to wait. It's through faith and patience that we inherit the promises. The key is to learn to wait the right way. Not discouraged, upset, negative, it's never going to happen. No, the right way to wait is with expectancy. In other words, I know my set time is coming.
What's the benefit of allowing fear to hold you back? What's the benefit of giving up on yourself? Of not stepping out on life and taking life on? What is the benefit for you? What's the plus in that? It's one of the things I had to ask myself. So I didn't want to make any mistakes. I wanted everybody to like me. I wanted to be perfect the first time I did something. It's not going to happen. You're going to make some mistakes. You're going to hurt some folks' feelings. You're going to create some enemies whenever you decide that you want to begin to take life on. You got to ask yourself, how long am I going to allow this to hold me back? I like what Zig Ziglar says. He says, fear is false evidence appearing real. That is an illusion that we create in our mind. It is a state of mind that can be changed. So let's look at how we can begin to take some steps to restructure that field.
All right, I gotta say this. I gotta take my time because I want to make sure you get this. If you only have 24 hours in a day, your success is dependent upon how you use the 24.
Welcome. Morning, all 9 o'clock show, January 5th, 2017. It is the new year, and guess what? We are looking for those people. We are looking for the people who clearly have a big butt. Yep. Do you have a big butt? Stop, think. Do you have a big butt? How many of you have looked at 2016 or 2015 or 2014 and said, yeah, but? Yeah, but you just don't understand. Yeah, but my boss is an a-hole. Yeah, but the economy's down. Yeah, but Barack Obama's in office. Yeah, but the Senate is absolutely ass backwards. Yeah, but the Dow is up and down and up and down. Yeah, but I can't get a loan. And yeah, but I can't find a job. And yeah, but. You have a big butt. At the end of the day, the only way you're going to get past this, the only way you're going to overcome this, is to let go of victimhood. You see, you have to understand, the thing that has held you back, the thing that has kept you down, is the fact that you have put out to the universe an expectation, a validation of what has gone wrong. You are dwelling on the past. You are looking behind you. You are dwelling on what has already happened. And remember, when I say gloating is just as bad as pining, regret, they are a waste of time. You cannot undo what you've done. You cannot change the past. The only thing you can alter is the future. And how do you alter the future? By making decisions and taking action today. If the direction you're going is taking you where you don't want to go, does it not make sense to turn around? At the very least, veer left. Move the thing. And the other thing. Bonus points if you know what video that was. Guys, I'm telling you, you have got to remember this. You are the captain of your ship. You are the master of your destiny. And if you have made a decision to build wealth, if you want to be wealthy, if you want your time back, if you want your freedom back, it does not matter what business opportunity you're involved in. It does not matter where you're going in terms of products, services, or comp plans, or leaders. Because at the end of the day, you have your path, you have your dream, your vision. Anything less, you are an employee. You are selling for your sponsor. You are selling for your director. You are selling for your diamond. You are selling for your platinum. You are selling for your ruby, pearl, platinum, kazoo. Guys, at the end of the day, if you're not working toward your goals, toward your dreams, toward your wealth plan, you are an employee. It doesn't matter if you're an independent contractor or not. At the end of the day, you are an employee. You have to remember that your portfolio of diversified income is based entirely on the idea that it will reach a point of diminishing return. You will be spending more time in the amount of money it's returning to you. At that moment, you have to say to yourself, whoa, wait a minute, this is self-defeating. Guys, we can't keep doing this. We can't keep doing this. We have got to maintain our discipline, our wealth plan, our product, our program, our direction. So if we don't do that, I don't know what else we can do. We have to make certain that we are on the road to success. And that's why we have the wealth plan. This website is built specifically for you to build a wealth education, to provide the financial literacy, the tools, and everything you need to manage your income, your expenses, maintain an accurate and healthy credit file, and build a diverse portfolio of income-producing assets. You have to do this. If you don't do this, you are selling yourself short. That's what it boils down to. You don't have a choice. You have got to do this. You can't not. Now, when you're building your wealth, when you're doing that and you're building your online income and you're doing all of these things, you have to make certain that you hold tight to them. Because your path is your path. It's not your sponsor's path. It's not the company you're selling's path. It's your path. So if they come along and they roll out a product that's divergent from your belief set, if they say something politically, if they do something economically or anything else that's not in center with what you believe, don't you owe it to yourself to be responsible and depart from their company? Because all it's going to do is pull you away from what you set out to be. Don't be a victim anymore. Make the decision that 2017 is here. You're going to take it by the reins. You're going to move forward, and you're going to engage in building wealth. It's going to start by building wealth online. Why? Because the barrier to entry is low. It's easy for you to get involved in the Facebook marketing space. It's easy for you to find an opportunity for 10, 20, 30, 40 bucks. Guys, you have one right here in front of you. There's an affiliate program with the Wealth Plan. You can use that. If you can't find a job, guys, this is a mainline product. You can sell this on Craigslist. You can sell this face-to-face with business cards. Guys, there's nobody out there who does not need identity theft protection. There's nobody out there who doesn't need to make sure their credit file is accurate and maximized. There's nobody out there who doesn't need a budget. There's nobody out there who doesn't need a plan to move forward. Guys, the climate is changing. The world is about to absolutely change. Now, how many of you guys remember when I said yesterday that gold reached a parity, but it was going to pop? How many of y'all saw Bitcoin today? 900, I think? I think it finished out at 900 at the end of trading? Now, I know Bitcoin is around the clock, but at the end of the closing bell of the U.S. markets, it was at what, 902, I think? Guys, I'm telling you, the volatility is where you make your money. But making money in volatility is not building wealth. It is still linear income. If you want to build wealth, you have to be thinking in terms of income-producing assets, appreciating assets. You have to be thinking in terms of real estate, oil, natural gas, gold, silver, platinum. If you got the money for it, uranium. Guys, these minerals, these hard metals, these real estate transactions, these commercial buildings, these residential rental properties, all of these things are things that are finite. And as such, they will always be appreciating in value. If you have to wait 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, whatever you have to wait, at the end of the day, if you buy it and you have the ability to buy it, you should have the ability to hold it. Now, where do you hold it? Guys, we get into that here in the Wealth Plan. We get into that when you get yourself right, when you get yourself stable, when you've got a budget, you've got an income, you've got a passive income, and you're starting to accumulate wealth, and it's time. We're going to talk about things like trusts. We're going to talk about things like IRAs. We're going to talk about things like self-directed IRAs. We're going to talk about leveraging capital inside of these instruments. We're going to talk about all of the things that the top 1% have known from the dawn of money. How many of you want to know how money works? How many of you want to know what it is to be wealthy, to actually understand and grasp the concept of wealth? Remember something, guys, wealth isn't money, and it's not time. It's a ratio. It's the relationship of time to money. It's how many days can you maintain your existing lifestyle if you don't have to go to work in a linear income environment, trading time for dollars, right? Is it 2 days, 2 weeks, 2 minutes? How wealthy are you? That all depends on how many income-producing assets you have, generating income regardless of whether you work, sleep, are sick, vacationing, or doing something else. Well, keep it PG, guys. Guys, whatever it is that you do, whatever it is that you want to do, if you have the income-producing assets to generate enough income, and the income generated, not cash on hand, to maintain your lifestyle without diminishing your cash on hand, you are wealthy. If your growth is bigger than your cost of living, the growth, not the income, not the passive income, but the growth of income, the top of that curve, if that's bigger than your cost of living, you are dynastically wealthy. You are building a dynasty because it doesn't matter. At that moment, your life is paid for from now till the end. And as long as it's locked up in an instrument that can't be broken, and that cycle is perpetuating, and you're entrenched in assets like commercial real estate, like natural gas, like oil, like intellectual properties, like music and books and things like that. If you're tied up in gold and you're tied up in silver and you're tied up in these things, guys, you need to understand something. As long as these things can be leveraged by the markets, as long as these things can be leveraged by your heirs, it will never end. That's how you build a Rockefeller dynasty. That's how you build a Morgan dynasty. That's how you build a Trump dynasty. That's how you do it. That's exactly how. It's not rocket science. It's simple. It's not easy, but it's simple. So how many of you are tired of the big butt? How many of you are ready for the year? How many of y'all are ready for 2017? How many of y'all want what we're talking about? How many of you are ready now? Right? So if you're ready to move and you're ready to do this, guys, understand something. You have what you need. If you haven't already printed out your credit letters, you can do that right now. Guys, if you haven't put your debts in and all of that, you can do that. Guys, if you don't have any idea where you stand and what's on your credit file, go to freecreditreport.com as soon as you're done here, pull it down and look. For the love of God, if you don't know who's reporting on you, you don't know what your credit score is, and you don't know where you stand, how can you possibly be expected to prepare for the new world, for the Trump administration? Guys, there is going to be a global shift in business and economics, the likes of which has not been seen since 1980. I want you to think about this for a moment. We have been in a communistic environment globally for the last 30 years. I want you to think about this. The EU, the Pacific Trade, the Pacific Rim, the AMERO, the NAFTA, the North American Free Trade Agreement. Guys, all of these agreements to create bigger blocks of the global territory are nothing more than a socialist strong arm, than a globalist strong arm. And if you don't recognize that, I really recommend that you take some economics courses. I recommend that you read up on the principles of economics. Guys, if you don't understand price elasticity, and you don't understand the rule of 21-22, and you don't understand the macroeconomics and the microeconomics and how they come together at a private market level, at a governmental level, and a global level, if you don't understand how it works, guys, you're not ready to be a digital entrepreneur. You have to understand something. Being a digital entrepreneur, being a digital entrepreneur, that is nothing short of a discipline. It's like Zen. It's not a full-time job. It's a discipline. You are constantly aware of what's going on around you. You are constantly aware of what's buzzing in the media. You are constantly aware of what's buzzing in politics. You are constantly aware of what market trends are shaping. You are constantly aware and you are constantly shifting because it literally, once you understand the construct of creating a presence online and how to monetize that presence online, there is no ceiling. You know, I saw a post earlier today, one of my friends on Facebook posted, at what point do you become a domain hoarder? How many domains can you have before you're officially hoarding domains? Well, that's silliness. If you're monetizing each domain as you go, you're not hoarding. You're monetizing, you're building. Guys, remember something. Always start with the end in mind. Stephen Covey, 7 Habits of Highly Successful People. Always start with the end in mind. So if you're going to go buy a domain, know what you're going to do with that domain before you spend the money. Because guys, you cannot spend money you don't have, and you can't have money and spend it too. The wealthy people invest their money in ideas that will produce income. That is what you have to start doing. Don't buy a domain because you like the ring of it. If you don't have a specific product in mind for that domain when you buy it, don't buy it. If you're not prepared to move on it within whatever timeline is appropriate for your life, don't buy it. Guys, unless it's something hyper trending like, I don't even know. Whatever's buzzing in the media, guys, if you're not prepared to move on it and deploy it immediately, if it's that buzzing, you've got to be ready to deploy it now, in that moment. by whatever means necessary. Is it a WordPress blog deployed by GoDaddy where you can immediately throw content on there and you're good to go? Fine. Is it Wix where you've got a builder to create nice little pretty video-based websites? Fine. Guys, whatever it is that you're ready to do, if you know how to build websites and you have an idea, put it together locally before you buy the domain. This is what we're talking about. This is how these things work. This is what you need to be doing. These are the concepts and constructs that you have to embrace. Because to be a digital entrepreneur, it's a discipline. It's no different than Zen. And it is not a full-time job. It is a full-time life. Understand that once you understand these concepts and these constructs, it will become a part of you, and you can't stop. But don't ever turn something off until you have reached the point of it being a mainline automatic income stream. Is that advertising revenue? Is it membership revenue? Is it lead generation revenue? What is it? Who knows? Whatever it is, because remember, you knew what it was before you started, because you started with the end in mind, right? You had a plan, and you engaged that plan. Whatever it is, once you've reached the point where it's growing on its own, and you're reinvesting as a percentage of capital receipts, once you're doing that and it's growing on an upward curve, automatically your campaigns are dialed in, your content is dialed in, your conversions are dialed in, and all you're doing is evaluating a report on Monday to determine what you're going to do for the given week. These are the questions that you have to ask yourself. Is it growing? Is it falling? Is it stagnant? Is it not? These are the questions you have to ask, and then you have to know how to adjust accordingly. Guys, if you can't measure it, you can't manage it. If you can't manage it, you can't grow it. That's the bottom line. So here at the Wealth Plan, what are we putting out? What are we talking about? What are we doing? Guys, the Wealth Plan it's an educational platform designed to provide financial literacy, tools to manage your income and expenses, maintain an accurate and healthy credit file, and build a diverse portfolio of income-producing assets. That sounds good to you? Take a moment, thank the person who invited you. Be sure to get with them. Be sure to follow up with them, because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what opportunity you're involved in. It doesn't matter what you're doing. It's not about how much money you make. It's about how much you get to keep. If you don't know what to do with the money you're keeping, if you don't know how to roll it into diversified income that has nothing to do with online MLM, online affiliate marketing, online revenue, if you don't know where to put that in terms of growing long-term, and by long-term, I mean 50 years, 60 years, 70 years, if you don't know what to do with this linear income, this is the place for you, and all I can say is welcome home. Guys, I have a saying here, and it's really, really important, okay? When you wake up in the morning and you roll out of bed, do you expect the floor to hold your weight, or do you have that psychological fear that the floor is going to fall underneath your weight? Of course you don't. But at that moment, what do? You hit the ground and you take off to the bathroom, or do you turn, or do you what do? Turn around and make your bed. Takes a minute and a half, takes 2 minutes. Turn around, make your bed. Guys, that one little victory will set the pace for the day. It will get you started. If your next stop is the bathroom, understood, hit the head. If it's the shower, hit the shower. If it's the kitchen, get the coffee. Whatever it is, it doesn't matter. Whatever it is within yourself, make sure that you're following that routine to the point of where it becomes second nature. It becomes part of your life. It becomes part of your everyday. Guys, that's what you have to do. That's what the most successful people do. They have this routine, and they make use of every second of every day. The difference between those that succeed and those that fail, the Oprah Winfreys of the world, is what they do with their time. You look at Donald Trump, you look at Oprah Winfrey, you look at Bill Gates, you look at Richard Branson, you look at all these billionaires. Warren Buffett, you look at all of them. They know dilly-dally, and they start a project with an end in mind. They know where they're going. They know what they're looking for, and they have a clear path to get there. That is what we're here for. Remember this, okay? Failure is not an option. You will have setbacks. You will fall down. You will hit pitfalls. It's going to happen. But don't let anybody steal your dream. Don't let anybody curtail your wealth plan, because at the end of the day, it has nothing to do with them and everything to do with you. So guys, I don't think your butts are that big. And honestly speaking, 2017 is here. I know each and every one of you are going to do great things, great big things, and you are home. Understand that, know that, It doesn't matter what you get involved in out there. Make certain that you have an end in mind, that you have a measurable goal in mind, and get started. And remember something, guys, the wealth plan, there's nothing like this out there. Remember, wherever you go, there you are, and there is no mistake. You have to make your bed, because when you get back, nothing's worse than getting into an unmade bed. Guys, we'll see you on Monday night. Same bat time, same bat channel. Ciao. And y'all are clear. Anyone?
I think John was trying to show us that he made his bed earlier.
Fantastic, John. Fantastic.
Made our bed this morning.
Good man. Good man. Well, does anybody have any questions?
No, I'll have to,
What's that?
rewatch it because there's a part that I can't remember exactly what you said that went over my head.
No.
There's the computer stuff, so.
I have
Oh, you're talking about domain hoarding, and where Jared said to prepare, have what you want sorted out so that when you buy the domain, you can just flip it straight on.
That was probably it. I don't know about domains, so I'm good. That's Amy's part.
Okay. Well, if nobody has any questions, Corbin had called, so I'm gonna hop off and I'm gonna call him back and see how everything is.
All right.
Yeah.
Anyone? Anyone? Bueller.
Oh, Corbin.
And I think
All right, guys.
we're all fine, Jared.
All right, guys. Y'all have a good night, and we will catch y'all on Monday. Have a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.